What happened there, man? Intro didn't run for some reason. Probably because I was messing with it. There we go. I'm going to run it anyway.
Dude, pointed stick.
Pointed stick! Pointed stick!
Pointed stick.
Pointed stick.
Pointed stick?
Pointed stick!
Whoa, pointed stick.
That pointed stick.
Pointed stick!
Pointed stick. We don't have any time for your trolling behavior on this channel. It just isn't welcome here. And so, good riddance to you.
All right. Hello. So this is not about Vegas at all. Period. Really doesn't have much to do with Vegas at all. I mean, not in a big way. But I want to talk about this because this is interesting. It was sent to me tonight. And it actually pisses me off more than anything. And I'll explain why. And it's going to take a lot of detail for me going through this. So I'm going to run this video here. And I'm going to play this thing. And then I'll explain what's going on with this. If it actually plays, is it going to play? It may not play. I don't know. Let's see. I can zoom it in. For some reason, the actual video itself is not actually playing. Oh, what the hell, man? Am I going to have to figure this out? I'm going to figure this out, ain't I? So I have this video, and it's actually in my Dropbox, and I have to figure out how to play it with I figure out how to play it without completely doxing myself out here. So, I don't know how to open this with. Let's see, how about this? This might work. Might not. I don't know. These cookies, yeah, I don't care. And now I got to figure out how to kill that other video that's going on. But, oh, this isn't going to work if I can't get this going. So how you doing, man? How you doing? I got to figure this out. Because for some reason, Dropbox is not really working right now, which is how I got this this video on the on my system in the first place. But I think I can figure this out real quick. I thought I had it ready, but obviously not. Because our video files, I need to play video files, get this going. Can download that file. Let's do this. Damn it, I didn't want to do this on this video, but I'll explain in a minute here where I'm going with this. All right, there's one video, one down. There's 2 videos in total. I got to get up here. And that's not it. Is that it? No, it's not it either. I believe this is it. I'll just use a picture. I think the picture's fine. It is what it is. It's whatever. Get rid of this. Let's bring the picture up. It's yeah, for some reason it is. Let's see, so yeah, there it is. There's down with this. All right, now back to streaming. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties here. But I think I got this figured out now. And so this was sent to me tonight. And this is a little troubling in a way. And I'll explain it once I'm done with this. Okay, so I think everybody who's, I think everybody at this point knows exactly what that was about, what was going on there, right? It's some sort of vigil for Charlie Kirk that's going on tonight. Whatever is what it is. I don't care whether you liked him or didn't like him. That doesn't fucking matter to me. But, you know, obviously, dude didn't deserve to die. That was fucked up what happened to him. And honestly, I don't give a shit what anyone thinks as far as that goes. But yeah, dude obviously didn't deserve to die. And what happened to him was fucked up. But, and then let me get the other file open. All right. Well, that's not really the point of why I'm doing this, why I'm doing what I'm doing here. I'm going to go into some background, right? Because if you want to know why the clickbait title and you don't want to listen to my bullshit and me talk about this stuff, all you got to do is wait until you see this on the screen, and this will tell you, you know, that I'm done talking. And let me get it up here real quick. Let's tell you that I'm done talking and that I'm actually going to go into what is basically this is about. You see this on screen? Yeah, that's when we're going to get into it. And that's when I'll explain it. But for now, I want to give some background, right? Because before I get into that stupid-ass video that I'm about to show and explain why I put the title the way I did, I want to give some background, man. I don't talk about myself very much on here because this channel has always been about Vegas. Lately, Vegas hasn't fucking mattered to me one bit at all. In fact, I'm so over that shit, you know? Yeah, and there's a lot of reasons why, you know, and I think most people, if you've watched anything I've said in the last 2 or 3 videos, I've explained why, you know, that is extremely frustrating. And yeah, it is what it is at this point. This here is quite a bit different. And I felt like talking about it. So I figured, why not? Let's go on the Point Stick channel instead of my other channel, because I don't want to pollute that one. But I'm going to go on the Point Stick channel. I'm going to talk about this bullshit. Because what that was Huntington Beach, California. Anybody that doesn't know Huntington Beach, California has been known to be a Republican stronghold during the riots and all that bullshit that was going on. There were a lot of videos. You can look them up on YouTube, and there's a lot of videos of people going into Huntington Beach and watching their, you know, blowouts between the BLM bullshit that was going on in Long Beach, which is the neighboring, you know, place over there, and Huntington Beach, right? So Huntington Beach is always known as a right-wing fucking area. When I was young, growing up, it was known as Skinhead Haven. There were a lot of white supremacists there, a lot of Nazis, all that bullshit, or neo-Nazis, so I'm going to explain here in a minute. But to explain why this video is troubling to me and why I have a problem with this video that I'm going to show, not the one I just showed. The one I just showed, just a bunch of people doing a Charlie Kirk thing, doing their thing. It's Huntington Beach, shit like that's going to happen. They're very Republican out there. And so I came up in the punk rock scene. I was part of that since I was 17 years old. That was when I found the first punk rock song that I actually liked, and that spun me off in that direction. And so since then, I've been kind of a part of that. Now, within the punk rock scene, especially in the LA, Orange County area, you had a lot of problems. You had a lot of skinheads. You had a lot of Nazis. Some of those people are now running prison gangs inside of the prisons. Huntington Beach here was home of a gang called P9, Public Enemy #1. which was somewhat problematic for the punk scene in the area. So, I'm going to say this, man. I've had friends, actual friends, people I grew up with, they got caught up in this whole white supremacy fucking thing and this whole skinhead fucking culture. And anybody who's listened to me talk knows that I grew up in a mostly Hispanic neighborhood, right? So most of my Hispanic friends used to go down and beat these people up once in a while. They go down there and they pick fights with these neo-Nazis and these skinheads and all this shit. At shows, not clubs, but shows, you always had problems with them. They were always there. They were always an issue. They always tried to take over the show. It was always a fight. There were always 12 on 1. They were fucked up, right? So I'm not advocating for this kind of stuff. I think the racism thing is stupid. I never agreed with that shit. I don't agree with that shit at all, which is why this is troubling to me with what I'm about to show. But Huntington Beach was that way for a very long time until 1990, and I'm going to date myself here, 1993, I believe it was, where they started to arrest all these people, charge them with things like hate crimes. I mean, they were just pulling them over, throwing beer bottles in the back of the car, taking them to jail for DUI, stuff like that. I'm just doing really nasty shit to them, but nobody cared because these are they're skinhead fucks. No one cared. So they all ended up in prison. A lot of them. And they cleaned up Huntington Beach and they got rid of most of the stuff. They gentrified the area and made it pretty nice and all that sort of stuff. My audio sounds crazy. Why does it sound crazy? I'm using the microphone. I'm not using my laptop this time. So there's definitely going to be a different audio on this. So Huntington Beach, man, what that is, that's basically that city where it's just a party town. These days, at night, the place comes alive, dude. It's insane. There's bars everywhere. There's just kids. Well, not kids, but to me, they're kids. Young kids, 20, 25, just drinking, getting crazy, getting stupid. You have fights break out all the time. You've had a couple shootings down and stuff like that. But these things happen. But they got rid of the skinhead element, and they got rid of this neo-Nazi bullshit, And like I said, I've been around it most of my life, right? Just because of the whole punk rock scene, man. We always ran into these people. We were fighting with them a lot. I used to make a joke, man, that I had teeth marks in my boots from a real life Nazi. And I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah, my boots had some marks in them after a particularly rowdy concert that happened. And so, yeah, I'm not a fan of that sort of thing. That's why it's kind of troubling. But I want to explain this, right? Why I know what this should look like, what this does look like, and why this is problematic, what this is, with what I'm about to show. Because on first glance, I watch this, I'm like, fuck, this shit ain't happening again. Not Huntington Beach, man. I don't want to see this crowd again. But I don't think that's what's happening here. I really don't. Which is why I titled this the way I did, right? Because, to me, that's what I think is going on here. And there's some telltale signs of what your typical skinhead neo-Nazi looks like. And so I want to go through this a little bit. And when this was sent to me, I was like, I said originally I was kind of like in shock. Then after I looked at it a little bit, I'm like, yeah, this there's something wrong with this. This is just not right. So here we go. And let's see. Let me see if I can blow this up. Cause I kind of want to see. Yeah, I didn't really do much, but all right, we'll take it. We'll take it. All right. Yeah, this was Huntington Beach tonight. This was tonight. I was at work when this got sent to me. So this did happen tonight. again, there's a Charlie Kirk thing. It was going on. That's legit. But what's going on here? A little different. This is something a little fucking different. Now, I want to show a little bit here. I want to pause on some things here. Oh shit! I almost had it, man. There we go. So you see the shirt, National SoCalism, right? At first, I was thinking, well, these probably aren't a bunch of white supremacists because they don't look like it. There's problems with that, but National Socialism is the definition of Nazi. I mean, that's what that stood for, right? Which is why generally the left are, the kind of fit into more definition of Nazi, right? So AOC is a national. Well, she's a socialist, right? She would be considered a nationalist because she's in fucking Congress. Closest thing you have to a Nazi is people like that, right? So generally the left is closer to Nazism than the right. And they like to put the emphasis on the right wing, white supremacy and all that sort of stuff. Generally, it's not the right wing that are going to be falling into National Socialism. It's definitely not going to be a right wing thing, which is the first problem I have with this. Now it does say SoCalism, right? So what that is that's Southern California, and it's still play on Nazi, right? It's still play on National Socialism. So there's no other reason to write that on there. I mean, you could have wrote SoCalism without the national, and you wouldn't have raised any alarm bells, but you put that in front of it. So I understand where you're going with it, right? I totally understand where you're going with it. Now, these are a bunch of middle-aged fucking men. These ain't kids, they're not, young fucking punk rock fucking 18-year-old, 19-year-olds that are young and stupid. These are fucking grown fucking men. And this guy's got a nice little cop stash right there, man. Looks like he just got off patrol and fucking the highway patrol and shit. But there's, like I said, National Socialism, that's an issue. That's automatically an issue with the right sort of, the right wing, you would call it. And, the Klan is a bit different, right? Because National Socialists, and we'll find that here in a minute, I'll explain it. They generally follow the skinhead movement was based off of Odinism of all things, right? So Odinism is basically Norse mythology. And so they follow Norse mythology for some weird ass fucking reason, which bothered me because Cash Patel said something about that the other day. But supposedly, I guess the Marine Corps used the phrase "see you in Valhalla" when their people die because that's where the warriors go. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, so this year, you have two distinct different groups, right? You have the Klan people, and you have National Socialists, which are the neo-Nazi fucking idiots. And the neo-Nazis were a different group. That's what I'm trying to say. And they did get along to a point because God, I forget what the guy's name was. There's been movies made about him. American History X was basically the most popular movie that was made after the dude that was out there trying to unite these two tribes, basically. And he's dead now. He died in, I think, 2020, if I remember right. So the white supremacy within society, that was the real deal. That guy was the real deal. But, he's dead now. And he's probably a person whose name most people haven't heard, even though you should have, because, during that whole 2020 thing when Black Lives Matter was a big deal and everybody was all racially conscious, that should have been the first name being spoken, but nobody really mentioned him too much. And I have my theories on why that is, but realistically, people are just putting targets on people's backs that don't really have anything to do with it. So again, I'm going to play this again real quick. All right. So a couple things here, man. that are problematic. First of all, what are they wearing? Right? What are they wearing? This guy's got some boots on. Not Doc Martens. There's some weird ass fucking boots. Or they look like possibly no. These are shoes actually. These are like bowling shoes, which I guess okay. Yeah, I guess that's kind of a thing. But he's got the long hair, man. The hippies, that didn't play well. That was not a thing. With that movement. Again, National Socialism, the Nazi movement, the neo-Nazi movement was mostly a skinhead movement. It wasn't everybody gets to fucking join kind of thing, just show up when you want to show up. No, it was groups of people. And if a guy showed up at something like, wherever they were gathered, let's say, I mean, if it was a cop shop bar or whatever it happened to be, and he showed up looking like that, this guy would have got fucked up. You didn't do that shit. You didn't have long hair. You didn't have mohawks, man. I mean, I got fucked up one time for having a mohawk, but we always had our scrapes with these guys, but the real ones. So you do have a guy with docs here, holding behind him, and that guy is he's interesting. He looks a lot younger than most of these guys. He's got the hair. The hair matches. Not sure. I think other than that, I guess he's wearing all black. He has the boots, though. He has the Doc Martens, so he did play the part on that. The thing is, what the neo-Nazis and the skinhead, the general outfit of the neo-Nazis and the skinheads were boots, Doc Martens. They always wore Doc Martens. Now, maybe things have changed since I've been out of the scene. I don't fucking know. But, like I said, aside from the dude who skipped haircutting day, I don't know what the fuck his problem is. And the guy behind him looks like he's probably got long hair too. And holding the flag like a fucking idiot, like he's in charge in Gettysburg, which he's not anywhere near there. This guy with the dogs, what they would do is they wore docs, and they wore docs with either white or red laces, depending on how extreme they wanted to look that day. And they speed laced them, and that's how you knew that they were not just some fucking shoelaces somebody threw into the boots. They were trying to send you a fucking message. And if you don't know what speed lacing is, basically just lacing straight across, right? There's a way to do it. It's but that's what they all did. That was the uniform. So the guy got the boots right, but he didn't get the laces right. The rest of these fucking idiots, they're all wearing like Converse and shit. Some of these guys. I mean, this guy's got some loafers on, for Christ's sake. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And so these fucking idiots. This guy here, he's got some Vans on. Got some Vans. All right, well, I guess you can get away with Vans and shit, but and he's got the cop stash, dude. I don't know, man. That cop stash just kills me. And he's got sunglasses, dude. And it ain't even bright out there. You can see it. It's not light out. I'm not sure what that flag says, right? I've been trying to figure out the flags these guys are carrying. Active something. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's up with these flags. Of course, again, don't got Doc Martens there. These, I think, are Converse? I'm not even sure. Or was it Adidas? Are Adidas the three stripes? I don't even fucking know. Those look like Vans, possibly. Are they speed lace? They might be. That is possible, but I don't know why you'd speed lace your Vans. That's kind of stupid. I don't know. I don't get that. This guy has a big banner. I try to get my friend to go back and take a picture of these banners and shit because I want to see. Well, they are at the beach. They literally are at the beach. This is the beach. They're walking to the pier right now. But I tried to get my friend to go back to see what these flags and these banners and shit were. No idea. This guy's got a leather jacket. Within the skinhead movement, I got beat up one time at a show one time, and just for wearing a leather jacket by one of these guys. Well, I got in a fight with say about that because I don't think I don't think I necessarily lost that completely, but you didn't wear leather jackets. They did not wear leather jackets. That was not a thing. That wasn't good. Those were the punks. Those were the anarchists that didn't like that they didn't get along with. So yeah, they did not. They had a uniform. It was flight jackets, or you just didn't wear a jacket. Guy behind him looks like he might have a jacket on, although those pants are fucking tight as fuck, dude. What are you doing? Wow, what are you doing, man? Fucking nuts must be hurting up in things. And then these boots, man, he's got like hiking boots on, dude. Like, where are you going, dude? You're going to the beach, bro. Like, you can be stopping nobody out in hiking boots, man. What's wrong with you? It's weird, dude. It's just weird. This whole fucking thing is weird. And then we're coming up on what even looks even stranger to me as we get forward here. Now, these guys in the front, they just look like fucking morons. I think you possibly have maybe a handful of guys in this that are legit, but the telltale signs, the tats on the neck and stuff like that, the bolts, all that sort of stuff. This guy don't have no skinhead tats on him that you can see. You know, they're not showing off their ink or nothing. So yeah, I'm not too sure about this. Now this guy right here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to zoom in on this. I'm not going to be able to because it's blurry. It's blurry here, but I did zoom in on this. This fucking chode in the back right here. Looks like he's got the Adidas on. He's got a belt with a bunch of Celtic writing on it, and that's like I said. You know, that's where you get into. You know, the clan were Christian. The skinheads were into some weird Norse mythology stuff. So he did some research. It looks like, and he got the belt. Congratulations, bro! Like, you kind of fit the part. But they're all wearing fucking khakis, dude. What's up with these khakis? What's up with these khakis? Like, I don't fucking get it, dude. These guys are wearing they're wearing cargo shorts and khakis. What the fuck? Where's that shit? And this guy back here, man, I mean, they got the things over their faces, and you can't see their faces. Wow, that's convenient. That's fucking convenient. And then again, the khakis. What the fuck you got khakis on for? Hey, he's wearing some loafers. Dude back here's got some, maybe some hiking boots. It's hard to tell from here. I don't think they are, though. I think those are low tops. But what is this? What is this shit? So I would say this, dude. I think these motherfuckers are feds. They look, this picture right here, if you took these fucking flags out of their hands, you'd be like, dude, this is like CIA headquarters right here, man. They're doing a training day, dude. They're marching together, doing their fucking little march or whatever. That's what this looks like to me. This looks like a bunch of feds walking down the fucking street, acting like neo-fucking Nazis. And I don't know what this flag is, because it looks like you have the cross there is the, I believe that's the, the cross of the Templars and the Crusades. I believe that's what that is, and it's like, so this guy's a Christian, but this guy back here is like some weird Norse, into some weird Norse shit. Which this guy back here I'd see would be typical, but he's got no tats. He's clean. He's completely clean. I think his hair is fucking kind of long too for, his hair is kind of long for playing this part, and then, this guy right here, dude, he's got clean on one arm, but he's dirty on the other. So I get that. But those cargo shorts, man, he's got some of his pants too, dude. Like, I don't want to look there, dude, but sometimes you kind of got to. It's like fucking train wreck and shit. But I don't think that's his junk right there, man. I think he's holding something down in there. Not sure what that is. Don't really look like a gun. Looks like a knife or something to me. Right there, you can see where it's creased and shit, dude. If that was your junk, dude, it's not square like that, man. I hope not. At least, but yeah, I don't know if I can see the squaring right there. That's he's got something going on in the front there that he's got shoved down his pants. Not sure what that is, but and then I can't tell what the flag is. This flag back here with the stars and shit, I have no idea what that is. It's like the United Nations flag or some stupid shit. But I mean, yeah, it's not his joke. Yeah, it's totally not his joke. It's totally not. The set back here, all these guys with their uniforms, right? They all have the same colored hat, even though they all have a different emblem on them. That's interesting. They got the same thing over their face. They're all wearing khakis. They got their nice, brand new looking khakis on. So they're dressed in press. The leather belt looks like standard issue for whoever these fucking clowns are. And can't tell if these guys have the button-up shirts too, but this guy's, he's got a little button-up shirt. These guys all have some shirt for some fucking club or some shit they're in, or they're trying to be in or some shit. I don't fucking get it. I don't know, and I have no idea what this flag is. I don't know. I'd have to go do some research and look this up, but I don't know what that flag is. And let's see. So this is active something. Yeah, this looks like possibly, yeah, some sort of white supremacist flag. Yeah, not too sure about that. That's what that looks like. It's supposed to be. Now that's the guy with the laces that are possibly speed lace. It's hard to tell. But this, to me, this fucking group of ass clowns right here looks to me like most of it is feds. Now there's probably some real dudes in this. There's probably some real, neo-Nazi, skinhead motherfuckers, some guys trying to relive their glory days. They're fucking middle-aged, got kids at home. They want to be fucking away from the wife for a night, so they decide to fucking come out of here and stir up shit. But, who organized this shit? How did this come to be a thing? How did they, decide to all buy these shirts all of a sudden, print out these fucking shirts, and show up to the freaking beach on this day when the Charlie Kirk thing was happening? And then again, they're screaming his name and shit like that. So the thing is, what really pisses me off, look at this guy. He's standing in like attention and shit. Dude, you're not in the fucking military, are you? Or are you? That's a good question. Are you in the military, bro? Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. They to me, they look like feds. It looks like the Fed showed up at Huntington Beach and decided to run through this protest of people that I showed the video earlier of all the people that are there, because there were a lot of people there. It wasn't just this fucking set of clowns. There were quite a few people there. Well, it's got a 23. I don't know what that is. But and the double swords. That's usually something for like freaking the Middle East or some shit. It's usually not a fucking American thing. But this looks to me like a bunch of beds. And then you kind of see the belt right there. You can see the belt is he's got the Celtic runes on his belt. But did the Fed just invade Huntington Beach? I mean, did they really try to pull this shit off? Because they did. That's crazy. That's fucking insane. And it kind of pisses me off because, okay, so if these guys are real and we got, a neo-Nazi fucking skinhead group running through Huntington Beach again, that does not make me happy at all. I don't want to see that shit ever fucking come back because they stamped that out a long time ago. But you look at these guys, a lot of them are young. They're in good shape. Save for a dude with porn stash up here, he's kind of got a fucking little bit of gut. You say it looks like a villain from Magnum PI or some shit. But the rest of them are all in pretty good shape. I don't see a lot of big overweight, fucking dudes hanging out here. Dude screaming right there. He might be a little, he's not on the buff side like the rest of these guys. These guys all look fucking buffed out, yoked, and they don't look like they're yoked in prison because they ain't tatted up. So, I don't know, man. I don't know what to think here. But like I said, when the first person first sent it to me, I was like, oh, yeah. She said it was a bunch of white supremacists. I'm like, no, that's not white supremacists. What are you talking about? Then I started looking at the flags. I'm like, oh, shit. Maybe that's what they're trying to pull off. And then I started looking at the video, and I'm like, something's wrong with these fucking guys. Like, this is weird, man. It's weird. Like, these two dudes, like, they share the same closet, apparently. What the fuck, man? I mean, almost the exact same closet except for the shoes. And I don't know, this guy may have the same belt on, man, under that. But I don't think about this. You know, it makes me mad because, like, you know, the reason it pisses me off, let's see, it's definitely not his job. Let's see, Google says one is Gadsden flag. Don't tread on me? Is it? No. No, that's the one with the snake. That's a yellow flag. That's like a yellow flag. That's not the Gadsden flag, I don't think. Unless there's a different version of it. I guess it could be. Yeah, I guess there could be the snake up in that thing right there. I guess. Yeah, maybe. Damn. Thin blue line flag, often associated with law enforcement, sport, and in some contexts, white supremacist groups. That's not a thin blue line flag, though. No, none of those are thin blue line flag. Let's see the other one. Let's see the American flag he's got hanging in the front there. No, it's not a thin blue line flag either. It's an American flag. That's legit. Not sure what this douchebag's carrying. I don't know what that's. Probably says something really stupid on it. But, and then I don't know what that active whatever the fuck is, unless you're saying that's the Gadsden. I don't know. The guy know. Oh yeah, this guy know. He's got a black mask back there. So, and then who masks up, dude? Like, nobody masks up anymore. Like, we don't, you know, they don't really do that. Like, on the right, they don't do that. They don't wear masks anymore. I guess, like, if they're ICE agents, yeah, but they're not. They wouldn't. What the fuck is this? What is this shit? Like, it just looks like a bunch of feds to me. And that's why, you know, I titled it the way I did, man. Have the feds raided Huntington Beach? And if they did, that's fucking bullshit, man. Because I mean, you're normalizing this kind of shit. So let's say the feds decide to do something like this. They've done it before. They did it in DC, I believe it was, where they tried to have some big white supremacist march and nobody showed up, but a bunch of feds hanging around looking at each other. And you know, so they've done this before. They've done things like that before. And it would be interesting to see if any of these people come up on a reverse image search or something like that. They got a lot of sunglasses on, so it's going to be hard to see them. But I don't like it because either we have a problem locally with these types of people, and even if you're on the right, you're on the left, on the right. See, the problem with the left in this country is they don't realize that the people on the right don't like this shit. They don't like this at all, you know, because these people cause problems within their movement. You know, these aren't your good, you know, God-fearing Christian, you know, family type people. You know, if these are legitimate, that's not what's going on here. These are your rebel-rousing troublemakers, and you know, obviously they're running a race-based thing, right? Which generally nobody likes. And why is my computer freaking out? Damn, dude, my computer just decided to freak out. So that's kind of the issue. But see, here's the thing, right? And that's what I was going to get to. I keep going around it. You said, what's the purpose going to be? Now, you know, like I said, the feds do this sort of thing, or they've done it before. And generally it's to catch people who are radical extremists within these groups, right? They're going to go undercover. They're going to, you know, as in DC, like I said, there were about 12 of them, I think, at that point. I think at that one there were like 12, but they were expecting a bunch of white supremacists to show up. That way they could monitor, you know, who showed up, who they were, and figure out who, you know, the people were in society they had a problem with. And I understand that. I get that. And if that's the case, it still pisses me off. Because what you're doing, what they're doing, if these are actually feds, is they're normalizing this, man. They're I mean, for one thing, they're fucking up the Charlie Kirk thing, right? Because, like I said, the people on the right, they don't like this shit. These people are not going to be fucking welcomed. But, there's enough of them that they're going to get away with whatever they're going to get away with, too, because nobody's going to fight this group. And if you did, you'd probably get arrested. And probably by them. But for attacking a law, what was it? Attacking a government official. But I can see if they were trying to, smoke out some people and try to figure out, who the extremists are and stuff like that. But this is a bad way to do that, man. I mean, this is a really bad way to do that, dude. Because, because what they would do is they'd organize this thing, they post it online, wherever their fucked up forums are, however they're getting this information. And they'd start an event, start a rally, people start showing up, they go, who the fuck is this guy? And then next thing you know, they're on the FBI's list. That's fine if they want to do shit like that, but don't do it at this fucking event, dude. I mean, this is a visual of fucking this Charlie Kirk guy right now, whether you like the guy or not, I don't give a fuck, because, I'm going to say this, as far as politics go, I'll back the family-loving Christian before I back some fucking asshole that's going to lie to me and call him a Nazi. That's just the way I roll. So if you're going to sit here, someone's going to sit here and say somebody's a Nazi or somebody's a white supremacist and they're not, fuck you. You're the bad guy. You're the one that's the fucking problem. And that's the way it is all over the fucking internet. We got a bunch of assholes out there that are throwing around this rhetoric. That guy got fucking killed. And that guy didn't need to be fucking killed. That's bullshit. And it's actually, we're stacking bodies now on fucking rhetoric that is coming from people who claim to be the good guys in this whole situation, but they're not the good guys. And that's obvious by what just happened. Was her name Irina Zakowski or whatever the fuck her name was? The Ukrainian chick. I mean, thought we cared about Ukraine. I guess we fucking don't anymore. I guess we got some different fucking priorities. And then, now Charlie Kirk, right? This guy, and like I said, I respect him more than I respect the fucking asshole that's going to lie to me and tell me someone's a white supremacist because they don't agree with them on the internet. Fuck that. Fuck all that shit. That pisses me off. Nobody's fucking honest anymore, and that fucking sucks. But like I said, the one thing I fucking hate is when you fucking lie to me. And because when somebody fucking lies to you, they're trying to play you like a fool. They think you're fucking dumb enough that you're not going to figure it out. And sometimes, you can't help it. You don't have all the information. You are dumb enough to not figure it out. But that's what they're playing off of. So when they say all this bullshit, all this rhetoric about Donald Trump's just like Hitler. No, he's fucking not, dude. Hitler is like Hitler. Nobody else is like Hitler. Nobody else ever will be like Hitler. Again, there's no such thing as a Nazi in today's society. Every time I see that written, I'm thinking like, man, you're a fucking child. There's neo-Nazis. Neo-Nazis are not Nazis. They're just fucking people that are cosplaying as fucking Nazis and have this fucked up idea in their head that, a bad belief system, put it that way, terrible belief system. The white supremacists, I mean, racism is a two-way street. It's never been a one-way street. Everyone likes to act like it is. Like, you can only be racist if you're a white male. Fuck you. No, you can't. That's fucking bullshit. I'm going to tell a story. I've only known one anti-racist person in my life. And I've heard a lot of people say they're anti-racist. I've seen people put down their Twitter profiles. What that means when people say they're anti-racist, it means that they're racist. But they're racist in another direction. You know how to not be racist? Just don't be fucking racist. Just don't. There's no such thing as anti-racism. Anti-racism is reverse racism, which is racism. It's pretty fucking simple. But I did meet one guy in my life when I was young, and in the punk rock scene, who was a true believer in anti-racism. And I don't think I'll ever meet someone ever again like him. And I don't know whatever happened. He's probably still out there somewhere doing his thing. But I'll explain what this guy was. This guy was what was called a sharp skinhead. Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice. That's what that stood for. And there were very few of them. Very, very few. But he was a fighter. He liked fighting. He liked fighting everybody. He didn't give a shit, man. He just wanted to throw down with somebody. As long as he wasn't being shot or stabbed, he was happy. Even if he lost, he didn't give a fuck. I used to watch this guy at shows, man, just come in and just fucking pound the shit out of some of these skinheads. But this guy was a true anti-racist. And the reason I say that is because one day we were sitting in school and we're talking. And we're talking about, there's a Jerry Springer episode. Once again, I'm going to date myself here. The Jerry Springer episode, there are a bunch of African people, right? Well, I guess, I don't know. They may not have been African. They may have been American. I don't fucking know. But they had all the African garb on and stuff like that. So I have no idea. But they were talking about how the white man is the devil. And, all that sort of shit, all that racial, shit. And I remember talking to this guy, and he says, I asked him if he saw it, because it was kind of just a topic conversation that morning, because Jerry Springer was the thing back then that everyone liked talking about. And this guy tells me, he says, I would love to just see what it felt like to put my fist in that guy's face. And I was like, that's weird, man, because I thought you were like the anti-racist guy. He goes, I am an anti-racist. He's like, I don't give a fuck. That guy's a fucking racist. I don't want to see what it feels like to put my fist in his face. He's like, racism, racism. I don't give a shit what color your skin is. And that's the only guy I ever knew that was a true anti-racist. And I heard, like I said, you watch online, you see this stuff online, you see it on Twitter, you see it on whatever social media bullshit you're using these days, Reddit, all the bullshit that's out there. You see all these people claiming to be anti-racist or claiming that somebody else is racist. And a lot of the stuff on Charlie Kirk, when he first died, man, it was fucked up because you had a lot of people who were saying, oh, white guy killed a white guy. Yeah, that's a racist statement. Straight up. If you said that, you're the racist. Congratulations. Welcome to that fucking club. Because there's no reason. This wasn't about black or white. It's had nothing to do with that. Absolutely nothing to do with that. You're putting that context in yourself, which puts the thought in your head, which, whoever's writing this sort of shit, which makes you the fucking racist. It's fucked up. And people don't realize it, and they don't, they like to play the mental gymnastics of explaining why they're not the racist and everybody else is the racist. I don't know, man. The world's fucked up. The world is really fucked up. When a guy can get killed just because he doesn't believe the way someone else believes, that's fucked up. That's not right. And everyone's cheering it on and shit like that. People getting canceled for it. It is what it is. Talk about what do they call it? What the left call it? Consequence culture. It's supposed to cancel culture because they didn't like being called cancel culture. Talk about consequence culture real quick. These guys, like this group here, these people. The thing is, maybe they don't dress the way they used to dress. Maybe they don't. Because back in the day, when these people dressed like that, and you knew what they were, they got fucked with, and they got fucked up a lot because of that, So I guess it is possible. To me, they still look like fucking feds, especially in this screenshot right here. These guys all look like feds to me. But it's very possible because there always has been what you call a consequence culture, right? You can go down the street yelling any kind of fucking obscene bullshit you want, dude. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care what you fucking think, what you fucking feel. I don't care about anybody's fucking feelings or thoughts or opinions or any of that shit. You can have them. You're free to have them. Don't give a fuck. But when you start fucking shouting them in a crowded place, somebody's eventually going to take offense to that. Somebody's going to fuck your shit up. And that's the consequence that you took. You want to dress like a fucking you're some part of Hitler Youth, then you're probably gonna get fucked up on the street, and that's the consequences you get for doing dumb shit like that and thinking that that's cool. So I'll tell a little story about myself in the old days. Well, let's not say it's about myself. Let's just say there's a person, and this person went to a bowling alley and decided to meet another person, a girl, at this bowling alley that they knew, friend of theirs, not a relationship thing, nothing like that. Yeah, that was not going to happen. Didn't find her attractive at all. So that's not where we're going with this story. But he shows up at this bowling alley, and this dude sees this girl with another dude. This other dude's chilling, and there's some steps in front of this bowling alley, and this guy's just chilling on the steps with her, and they're just bullshitting and talking. And dude walks up, and she introduces him to the other dude. Hey, this is so-and-so. He's my friend. Really? So dude looks at him and says, hey, are you white power or what? Dude says, nah, man, I'm white pride. And he got the fuck kicked out of him. Dude on the steps never got off those steps, at least not for a while. It took a little while for him to get up because he just got this shit pummeled out of him by a dude that walked up and was meeting his friend. And after this dude got fucking pummeled and beat shit, the dude tells him, you should just stand up for your shit because you're going to get your ass kicked either way, dude. That was going to happen just because you're a fucking idiot. But you may as well have just stood up for your shit because you got beat up for it anyway. How did dude know that this guy was into that? How did he know to ask that question? He knew because the guy had Doc Martens with white laces. They were speed laced onto those boots. And that was telltale sign. You want to fucking dress like that, that's the consequences of your actions that day. You decided to do that shit and wear that shit because you thought it was cool. Well, apparently the other dude didn't think it was cool. So the other dude fucked that guy up. And that was the consequence. That was consequence culture, man. You can do whatever the fuck you want, dude. I mean, it's fine. If you want to believe in that shit, go ahead, man. But keep it to your fucking self, dude. You start fucking bringing that out in public, you get fucked up. And that's consequences for that. So, that was to me, that's what I see as consequence culture, right? Now we're in the online era. It's a lot different. People get fired over dumb shit and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't feel sorry for those people. I don't feel sorry for anybody that cheers on the death of somebody else, man. Death is fucking bad. It doesn't matter who the fuck it is. It doesn't matter if it's Palestinian, Palestine, Ukrainians, Russian soldiers, right? Now I'm not talking about Russia itself because, whatever. I'm not taking sides here. I'm just saying that, war is death. Death is bad. Little girl on the train, Irina Zarosky, something like that. That was wrong. That was bad. Girl didn't deserve to die, man. And, this Charlie Kirk guy, he didn't deserve to die. Whether you agree with him or not, he didn't fucking deserve to die. And they can say, well, he just talked about consequence culture and being in public and saying shit that people don't fucking like. Yeah. Doesn't mean you get to die for it. That's it's a little extreme for not agreeing with somebody's opinion. Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? Go beat him up and shit. Yeah, I get it. That's security, man. You can't do that. You're not going to get away with that, man. Unless you had a group like this right here, man. Then you might get away with it. But again, I think these guys are fucking feds. I totally think these guys are feds, man. I mean, these dudes, man. If these guys are the real deal, then, man, it's sad. And honestly, I told my friend, man, I wish I was there. And I actually was going to go drive there down to Huntington Beach, see if these fucking idiots were still there after I got off work. But I just, all that for nothing. Then I may not even find them if they're still there or not. Who knows? But it would have been interesting to walk into this crowd and start fucking with these guys. Like I'm talking shit now. And, and I don't have a problem doing that, to people publicly. For instance, fucking porn stash here. Be like, dude, man, like, what the fuck were you thinking? You look like a fucking highway patrolman. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? You don't look tough, bro. And then, homeboy with the long hair, it's like, bro, like, nobody told you that, like, you're supposed to have a certain haircut for this group? What the fuck's wrong with you? And just to see what would happen, right? Because, in all honesty, man, I'm not afraid of getting fucking hit or beat up or anything like that. I don't give a shit, man. It's been done, dude. I mean, I've been on both sides of beatings, throughout the old punk rock thing, man. It just used to happen, dude. Sometimes there's you on 12, sometimes there's 12 you on 1. I mean, it just shit happened. But this guy here, I mean, what would have been fun is go in there and see what the reaction would be. Because the true people who are really into this stuff, there would be no talk at that point. They would just start throwing blows. That'd be the end of it. You'd start throwing, they'd just knock you the fuck out. And with this many of them, you would get fucked up. Unless you had an army, a small army with you, you would get fucked up. It's like, yeah, okay, you get fucked up, no big deal. Probably get them arrested and stuff like that, hate crimes, all that sort of bullshit. It'd be nice. It'd be good. I'd be doing society a favor at that point. If that was indeed the case. Now, if these guys are feds, and you go up and you start doing shit like that, you're going to have one of these motherfuckers walk up to you and push you away and say, hey, bro, calm down, bro. That's what's going to happen. Because the feds ain't going to assault you like that. They don't really believe in this shit. This is just them playing a game. They're cosplaying LARPing as whatever this is supposed to be. And I have no idea what this is supposed to be. Again, cargo pants. Guys in the front are all wearing all black. Look like fucking some Antifa shitheads. Those pieces of shit. But other than that, I've seen a lot of cargo pants. A lot of cargo pants and fucking Vans and Adidas. And yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on here. I don't know what this is supposed to be. But it disturbs me. It disturbs me because this is local. I live here. I don't live in the city of where this is going down, but I live pretty fucking close to here. And if I'm going to go to the beach, this is usually the beach I go to. And it's disturbing to me to see that this may be a thing coming back, and I don't want to see it come back. And maybe it's just coming back because of what's going on in society. Maybe the left has created this fucking monster once again. I don't fucking know. They've been calling people fucking Nazis forever. I mean, I guess, fuck, dude, these people are going someday, maybe some of these people are going to believe it. Just like they can't fucking believe that Charlie Kirk was somehow a fucking evil person. What the fuck? Are they creating this shit? Did the left create something in my city that's about to fucking be another this mess again? I'm too old to be fighting these people. I can't do that anymore. Yeah, I can't do anything about this. But if not, then they're a bunch of fucking feds. And if they're a bunch of fucking feds, it's just bad, dude. Because now you're out here fucking showing that there's an army of this shit in Huntington Beach. What the fuck, man? What the fuck is really going on? Yeah, I'm not happy about this. Just not happy about this. I figured I got this earlier. I figured I'd come on here. What was the purpose supposed to be? Oh, you're talking about my little story? You must be talking about my little story. The poor girl. Oh, yeah, you're talking about the girl. Yeah, the girl on the train. Oh, man, it's horrible. I didn't watch that video, man. I can't watch it because I know it's just hearing what happened. It's bad enough. But to watch it, I mean, I watched the Charlie Kirk thing. I didn't mean to. I just woke up and somebody had sent that to me. And, if you watch that and you don't feel some sort of remorse for that, you don't feel bad for that, because that was horrible. Oh, it was horrible. I mean, that's something you just can't unsee. And, you know, if a person felt like the first thing they want to do is go on Twitter and laugh about it, make jokes about it, that person needs to be committed. They all do, because that's fucked up. And I've seen a lot of the cancel culture videos and stuff on that, and I'm not on either side of this, man. I'm not a conservative by any means of the imagination. I was a Democrat my whole fucking life up until Hillary, and then I was embarrassed to vote for that. But and now I'm really embarrassed. It just got worse. It got progressively worse. I was going to vote for fucking Hillary. Fuck that shit. And then he put Biden in my face. Fuck that. I'm not going to do that shit. That was even worse than Hillary, man. I would have put Hillary over Biden. And then he put a fucking camel over. I mean, how fucking deep are we going to go into that shit? Like, how much can we scrape off the bottom of that drone? I don't know. But I'm like, what's going on right now with all these people, talking shit. They're talking shit about that little girl, about, the girl on the train or the bus or whatever. I think it was a train or subway or something. That poor little girl, man. I mean, she didn't ask for that. All she was doing is just living her life. And, for that shit to happen and for people to just say, oh, some white girl, now you're the racist. That made racists out of the entire left-hand side of the conversation. It's fucked. And it's embarrassing. It's really fucking embarrassing that we have a bunch of people that are like that. It's fucking, at least to me it is. Then the Charlie Kirk thing, right? This dude gets, watching that video, holy shit, dude. I said, after watching that video, man, I felt some sort of way, and I didn't know how I felt, dude, because I wasn't a big fan of him. I never was. Like, I watched some of his videos that I used to like him, wrecking the fucking idiots that come and try to argue with him. Because, like, the thing is, you don't argue with someone that's ready for it, and you're not. And all these kids, none of them are ready for it, and none of them are as good as he's ever going to be, or they're never going to be as good as he is at arguing where he was. So, I used to watch some of that shit, but I'm never a big fan. I watch both sides. Once in a while, I take it back. I watch some of the people in the middle. Let's put it that way. Because, people like Hassan, I watched him before, and oh my god, dude, what a fucking train wreck that shit is. And then Destiny. You used to watch Destiny argue with people, debate people, and stuff like that. And usually he just spurs out and goes fucking crazy, acts like a meth addict. So I don't know about that, but yeah, after watching that video, man, if your first thought was to go online and start spewing fucking how much how happy you were, you got problems. And there's a lot of people with problems out there. It's sad. It's really sad. Anyways, I'm gonna cut this off. I think I'm done here. I just want to show that, talk about that, because I felt like talking, and need to get that out. Need to get that out of my system. Anyways, everybody have a good day, and I'll see you next time.
Dude, pointed stick.
Pointed stick. Pointed stick.
Pointed stick.
Pointed stick.
Pointed stick?
Pointed stick.
Whoa, pointed stick.
That pointed stick.
Pointed stick!
Stick. We don't have any time for your trolling behavior on this channel. It just isn't welcome here. And so, good riddance to you.